Vegan, 'cause we know the horrendous crimes of slaughterhouses.
Our programs offer many languages. Please visit suprememastertv.com/schedule.
Does anyone feel like a pizza? Impress your friends with your vegan cooking skills and treat yourself to a hot and deliciously tasty homemade Detroit-style vegan pizza. Classic Italian-American cuisine, part 1 of 2, Detroit-style vegan pizza. Watch on to find out more.
The locals in Guam greet each other in a friendly way by saying Hafaday, which means hello in Chamorro, one of the official languages used on the beautiful island Guam. My name is Talina. The big-hearted people of Guam applaud the noble and kind deeds you do for humanity. Welcome to our show, Classic Italian-American Cuisine, part 1 of 2, Detroit-style vegan pizza. Pizza was originally known as a food for the poor in 18th century Naples, but has since evolved to become a source of national, regional pride and cultural identity in Italy. In the 20th century, pizza followed Italian immigrants to America and found its second home there, where it became the nation's most popular dish. Pizza has been adapted to local cuisines in America and has become a metaphor for cultural exchange. There are countless ways to create a pizza, giving rise to many names, such as Chicago deep dish, Sicilian, New York style, pan crust, or thin crust. The city of Detroit boasts a hearty pizza known as the Detroit-style square. It is baked in a rectangular pan, and unlike a traditional round pizza, various toppings are placed directly on the pizza dough, followed by cheese and red sauce drizzled on top. This unconventional pizza construction is to avoid the crust from turning soggy. Today, we are delighted to have Dave teach us how to make the iconic Detroit-style vegan pizza. Enjoy the show.
Hello everybody, my name is Dave and today I'm going to be showing you how to make a Detroit-style pizza. First we're going to be making our sauce. We're going to turn on our stove and bring it to a medium heat. Alright, this is a cup of ketchup. A half cup of water. And next will be our spices. Light brown sugar, cane sugar, black pepper, some salt, and some dry mustard powder. Make sure you stir all your ingredients together. So once you bring it up to a boil, we're going to reduce the heat a little bit and let it simmer. Make sure you keep an eye on it so it doesn't burn. Because of the ketchup, it tends to be easy to burn. So the sauce is getting a bit darker, more of like a maroon kind of color. It's all thickened up now. I'm going to turn off our fire and pour out all our sauce in there and let it cool down. And now our sauce is all ready to go. Next, we're going to be making our dough for our pizza. So first, we're going to get some water about 115 degrees Fahrenheit. We're pouring in our bowl, yeast, maple syrup. All right, the maple syrup and the warm water is going to help activate the yeast very well. And in 10 minutes, you'll start to see it foam. Now our yeast is starting to activate and it's foaming. I have 2 cups of bread flour. Bread flour has more gluten in it, and that'll help really develop our pizza dough. And then we're throwing about a 1/4 teaspoon of salt. We're going to put it on our stand mixer, and I'm going to put it on a medium speed. Right now you can see that the dough is kind of slowly incorporated. If you don't have a stand mixer, you're going to have to knead this by hand, and that'll probably take about half an hour or so. Our dough has been kneading for about 5 minutes now, and it looks like it's all ready to go. Here we have a uniform dough. It's very smooth and well incorporated. There's no lumps of flour. We're going to transfer into a bowl. We're going to put about a tablespoon of olive oil in here so that after it's done proofing, it doesn't stick to the bowl. And I'm just going to spread the olive oil all over. And then I'm going to just put my dough in there. All right, you can just mix up the dough a little bit with the oil. And once the dough is covered in the oil, we're just going to cover it and let it proof in a warm area for about an hour to 2 hours. If your climate is a bit colder, it might take a bit longer. Just make sure that it doubles in size. So I have a piece of dough here that I've been proofing for a couple hours. And let's take a look at it. It's about doubled in size now. Because this is a Detroit style pizza, we're gonna really need one of these steel pans. And you can also use a cake tin. Here I have about a 1/4 cup of olive oil. I'm gonna pour half of it into the steel pan. All right, once the pan is fully coated, I'm going to transfer the dough here so that we can proof it a second time. Make sure you're gentle with your dough when you're transferring it to the steel pan. I'm just gonna be gentle with it, stretch it out just a little bit to the edges. You don't have to spread it out to the edges right away. The second proof will probably stretch it out to the edges of the steel pan. And then pour the rest of the olive oil on it. All right, make sure the whole dough is covered in the olive oil. And when that's ready, we're going to cover it with some saran wrap for a second proof. Leave this in another warm area for another hour, and after it doubles up in size again, we'll get ready to put our toppings on there and bake it. We're gonna cook up our vegan chicken strips with our vegan barbecue sauce. Turn on our stove and start at a medium heat. Let our pan heat up. Gonna toss in our vegan chicken strips. And we're gonna use about half of our sauce, and then the rest is for the pizza. Stir it occasionally. Our vegan chicken strips have been cooking for about 5 minutes or so now, and it's starting to crispen up. The vegan barbecue sauce is starting to dry up a little bit and starting to get stuck to the vegan chicken strips. Get ready to take it off the heat and transfer it onto a plate. And there we have our vegan barbecue chicken strips. Now that our dough has proofed a second time, we're gonna get ready to just put all our toppings on there and bake it. If the dough doesn't reach all the way to the edges, it's perfectly fine, you can just leave it. First we're gonna start off with our vegan barbecue chicken strips. Make sure every bite gets a little bit of the vegan chicken strips. I'm gonna do olives next. Vegan barbecue chicken is a bit on the sweeter side. because of all the sugar that we had when we cooked the sauce in there. So the olives will add a little bit of a saltiness to it, and it tastes really good with that. Then we're going to move on to artichokes. I like artichokes because it has a little bit of a sour kind of a tartness to it, and it really complements the vegan barbecue chicken very well. Sometimes the whole piece is a bit too large, so I like to peel it in half. One of the last things we need is going to be our vegan mozzarella shreds. Alright, and once that's all on, we can get our vegan barbecue sauce. We're going to spread the sauce in like racer stripes. Just going to put 3 straight lines of sauce on there. Once we put it in the oven at 500 degrees, so everything's just going to get cooked very thoroughly. Alright, and now it's ready to just be popped in the oven. And in 20 minutes we'll check on it and it should be good to go. Alright, so our pizza's all done. Let's take it out. There we go. Wow, that looks great. I'm gonna let it here cool for about 10 minutes. Now that our pizza has cooled off a little bit, I'm gonna transfer it onto a wire rack. Start cutting it into pieces. My scissors here. Oh, you can hear that crunch from the crust. Looks like it's going to be 12 pieces. You can really smell the vegan barbecue sauce on this. It's quite fragrant. The vegan cheese is melted really well. The vegan barbecue strips seems very well incorporated onto the crust and the vegan cheese. Looks really good right now. Alright, I'm going to transfer it onto a plate. Some basil. We have our Detroit style vegan pizza. Alright, let's have a taste. That's really good. The crust is just a little bit crispy, but in the inside is still nice and fluffy. Barbecue sauce really complements that. The artichokes and the olives, it's really good. And the basil adds a little bit of freshness to it. It's been a pleasure making this Detroit style vegan pizza for you. I hope you enjoy it at home, and we'll see you next time. Cheers.
Ingredients. For all ingredients, please use organic versions if available. For the vegan barbecue sauce, the ingredients are 1 cup or 250 milliliters of ketchup, half cup or 125 milliliters of water, 2 tablespoons or 30 grams of cane sugar, 2 tablespoons or 30 grams of light brown sugar, half teaspoon or 2.5 grams of salt, 1 teaspoon or 5 grams of black pepper, 1 teaspoon or 5 grams of mustard powder. For the pizza dough, the ingredients are 2 cups or 550 grams of bread flour, 2 1/4 teaspoons or 12.5 grams of yeast, 2 teaspoons or 10 milliliters of maple syrup, 1 cup or 250 milliliters of warm water, 46 degrees Celsius or 115 degrees Fahrenheit, 1/4 teaspoon of salt, 1 tablespoon of olive oil and 1/4 cup for coating the dough. For the vegan toppings, the ingredients are 6 ounces or 170 grams of vegan chicken strips from Guardian or other vegan food company, 6 ounces or 170 grams of artichoke hearts, 2 ounces or 56 grams of olives, 8 ounces or 226 grams of vegan mozzarella cheese shreds from Daya or other vegan food company, 1 ounce or 28 grams of basil for garnishing.
Kind viewers, We hope you have enjoyed our show and that Dave has inspired you to make this delicious Detroit-style vegan pizza for you to enjoy yourself or with friends and family. They'll surely love it. Don't forget to join us next week for part 2 of our show as Dave will share with us how to make another Italian-American favorite, vegan spinach lasagna. Up next is Be Your Children's Best Friend, part 3 of 6 on Between Master and Disciples. May God bless you always. Have a lovely day.
Vegan, because we want to live long and healthy.
For free international vegan recipes and for language availability, please visit suprememastertv.com/VEG and suprememastertv.com/schedule.
Pour des recettes véganes internationales gratuites et voir les langues disponibles, veuillez visiter suprememastertv.com/VEG et suprememastertv.com/schedule.
Para recetas veganas internacionales gratuitas y para disponibilidad de idiomas, visiten suprememastertv.com/VEG y suprememastertv.com/schedule.
Pentru rețete vegane internaționale gratuite și limbile disponibile, vă puteți uita pe suprememastertv.com/VEG și suprememastertv.com/schedule.